Hello everyone. In this lesson, we are going to learn and share a strategy, which is a multi-factor hedging strategy of perpetual contracts from the FMZ Quant official. We also write an article to explain the principle of this strategy. If you are interested, you can view the post of this article directly here. To understand the detailed principles of the strategy, and we can also use it on our platform. My account has listed the strategy. Then we can find the list strategy in the strategy library directly and click the strategy to see the description information and user manual of the strategy. Let's look at the description information of the strategy first. On the strategy description page, we can see a simple introduction to the principle of this strategy. This strategy is to divide the currency or symbol into several groups according to the order of the comprehensive factors from small to large, and then decide which range of trading pairs and currencies in the ranking to open positions and which range of trading pairs and currencies to close positions. This is a comprehensive factor. In fact, the strategy has encapsulated the comprehensive factor into the strategy. When using it, you don't need to care about which factors are used and how to handle them. Of course, this cannot be set by users. It can be understood that this strategy has encapsulated the factors, logic, and data processing used in this strategy. Then we can only use this strategy to sort according to the established factors of the strategy, and then guide the strategy to open and close positions. The strategy is in real-time position adjustment. That is, the factor value is calculated in real time. When this factor is calculated, it is found that a certain variety has entered the range of closing positions from the range of opening positions, and the strategy will conduct closing positions or opening positions for this variety in real time. That is, the real-time adjustment of opening and closing positions is based on the ranking result of the factor value and the position in the ranking range. That is to say, unlike the traditional multi-factor strategy, it is a fixed period position adjustment strategy, while our strategy is a real-time position adjustment strategy. For example, the fixed period of position adjustment in the stock market is 5 days, 10 days, or 1 month. This period is too long. This period is too long for the blockchain digital currency market, and it is not flexible. We do not need to follow a fixed period of position adjustment. Therefore, this strategy is designed as a real-time position adjustment mechanism. Okay, let's take a look at the strategy manual. The strategy manual is a list of things we should pay attention to when using strategies. It is closely related to our strategy design. The strategy is designed to support platforms such as OKX, Binance, Bybit, and Gate.io. When the strategy is used, it needs to be set to the one-way position mode. When it is used, it cannot be changed and adjusted manually. Manual adjustment will affect the operation of the program. When the strategy is running, it will set the position mode to one-way position automatically. In addition, the strategy cannot be backtested because many interfaces related to the exchange are used in the strategy to query data or do some processing. Therefore, the backtesting system does not support the special interface calls of the exchange, and there is no such special data, so it cannot be backtested. When the strategy is running, it is better not to adjust the trading account manually or intervene the purchase and sell manually. This will affect the operation of the strategy. It is better to configure the account that can be configured by the strategy with the sub-account and let it operate the sub-account so that the operation of the main account will not be affected. When the strategy is running, it needs to apply to overseas servers. For example, you can rent VPS in Hong Kong, Singapore, or other regions. Alibaba Cloud or Amazon can be used too. If there is any problem with the strategy, you can also leave a message in the forum digest or ticket of FMZ platform for feedback. Next, let's explain the strategy parameters. For example, during the backtest, we can see the strategy parameter information. Let's introduce the strategy parameters one by one. The first strategy parameter is called quota. What does it mean? That is to say, when the strategy starts to run, it will scan the market data of the whole market and count its trading quantity in the whole market. On an hourly basis, the trading pairs with trading volume of more than 5,000 USDT within an hour are all used as the varieties to be investigated. So at this time, we need to specify a quota. That is, the quota of the trading pairs we want to do is USDT, BUSD, or USD. We'll assign it a basic trading pair. Of course, these cannot be mixed. If I want to do BTC USDT or BTC BUSD at the same time, this cannot be done at the same time. That is, we can only make one quota trading pair. So this place is to set the quota trading pair, that is, the quota currency in the trading pair. The second parameter is the symbol that we want to exclude, that is, which currency we don't want to operate on, such as a particular type of copycat or a particular type of project that is not good enough to take this risk. We can set the currency in the parameter, and then in the whole operation logic, the currency will be excluded. That is, the currency will not be operated. The trade values refer to the minimum trading quantity that needs to be specified, because each trading pair and variety has a minimum trading quantity. For example, the minimum trading quantity of some varieties is set to 100 USDT. If this place is set to 90 USDT, there may be no way to open a position. So this place is usually set as 1% of the total capital. The following two parameters are more important. The first parameter is called trade number, and the second parameter is called cover number. What does these two parameters mean? Our strategy manual also gives an example. Here is an illustration. We can see the illustration chart is for our easy understanding. Let's take a look. For example, there are 100 currencies in total. 120 symbols in total. That is, there are 100 varieties meet the 5,000 USDT trading quantity. If we set the size of the opening position group to 20 and the size of the closing position group to 60, it means that all varieties will be ranked by a series of multi-factor data, and 1 to 120 will be ranked. The size of the opening position, the size of the trade number is set to 20, which means that it will open long positions within the range of the first to 20th ranked varieties, and the range of the 100th to 120th ranked varieties, it will open short positions. If we set the size of the closing position range to 60, it will be in the range of 1 to 60. And the open positions in the range of 100 and 120 will be closed. When the multiple factors of this variety enter the ranking of 1 to 60, it will be closed. The latter one is the opposite. That is, when the comprehensive factor values of these varieties with long positions are ranked within the range of 60 to 120. It will perform the operation of closing long positions. So through this chart, we can understand the meaning and usage range of these parameter settings easily. Through our example, we can easily understand the trade number and cover number, determine whether to open and close positions because the system runs the comprehensive factors in real time. For example, there are 120 varieties, and the comprehensive factors calculated for these 120 varieties are ranked in real time. That is to say, once the variety beyond 1 to 20 ranking suddenly enters 1 to 20 ranking, and it enters 1 to 20 ranking after factor value ranking, the variety will open a long position. If the currency has opened a short position before, then close the short position first and then open the long position. So we can see that when it is ranking in 20 to 60, it will close the short position. If it is ranking in 1 to 20, it must have exceeded the range of 20 to 60. So it will close the short position first and then open the long position within the range of 1 to 20. So it is such a mechanism. What is more important about the trade number and cover number is that these two parameters are related to the control of the varieties opening quantity and opening time. The next parameter is called leverage, which generally refers to the order leverage. We usually use 10 times of the leverage, but you can also customize it. The setting of leverage will affect the use of margin and the maximum opening position limit. This is very simple. The principle is that if you have 100 USDT, you can set 10 times of leverage. If you set 100 times of leverage, you can open more positions. In fact, it only affects the amount of margin used when opening positions, the total number of positions that can be opened, and the number of opening positions. The following parameter is called interval, which is used to control the strategy rotation frequency. That is, the whole period of the strategy is completed by multiple factors, and then how long the interval used to control the strategy frequency. Not to mention that the interface frequency of the access exchange is too high, leading to access denial, which needs to be set according to the actual situation. If there are many errors such as HTTP 429, that is to say, if the access interface is too frequent, there will be more errors. We need to adjust this parameter a little larger. The next parameter is called API interval, which is used to obtain the sleep time of K-line in a rotation. We can set a suitable range. The next parameter is called cover. If this parameter is checked, it will close all positions at the initial operation of the strategy, making the strategy run in a state without positions. That is, close all positions held by this account. The following parameter is called adjust profit, which is mainly used for cash withdrawal if the strategy is profitable, in order to synchronize the displayed profit value with the results after cash withdrawal. For example, if you want to propose 100 USDT after the strategy has made a profit of 200 USDT, you should set it to 100 USDT here. After you withdraw 100 USDT from your account, you can set 100 USDT in this place, which means 100 USDT has been withdrawn by the strategy. This function is to tell the strategy that the actual asset in the account has withdrawn 100 USDT, so that it can be proofread synchronously, so that the return data will not be wrong. The last parameter is called stop retro, which is also important. If you don't want to stop loss with this strategy, you can set it to 0, which means no stop loss. But if you want to have a minimum stop loss limit with this strategy, for example, you can set it to 0.9 here, which is actually a percentage. For example, if this parameter is set to 0.9, the strategy starts with 1000 USDT as the initial capital. The performance of this strategy may not be very good. The total assets of the account have been rolled back from 1000 USDT to 900 USDT. If this parameter is set to 0.9, it means that the time is lower than 900, that is, when it is lower than 90%. For example, when you start running, it is 1000, and when it is set to 0.9, then 1000 plus 0 multiplied by 0.9, it is 900 here. That is, when the total assets are lower than 900 USDT, the account will stop loss. That is, close all positions, which means that when the stop loss line is reached, all positions will be closed, and then the strategy will no longer open positions. This is a risk control measure. This risk control parameter is mainly used to set the stop loss ratio. After introducing the strategy parameters, we can create the strategy, which is also very simple. We need to deploy a Docker first. We can use our one-click deployment of the Docker function of FMZ platform. Here we need to enter the account password of the FMZ platform. Click authorization here, and we can see the Docker is on deployment. Wait for a moment, the Docker will be deployed well. In addition, we need to configure the exchange we want to operate. Here we can click Add Platform. For the exchange we want to operate, we choose OKX Futures. Note that we should choose OKX Futures here because our strategy is a perpetual contract and we cannot choose spot, which is traded in currency. And here we input the access key and secret key and paraphrase. After that, don't forget to check the V5 contract. And then we click Add Platform and input our password again. Click Authorization, and we can see it was added successfully. Then we see our Docker. We can see it has been deployed. At this time, we can create the strategy. We click the bolt page. Wait for a moment. Here we click Add Bolt, and we click a multi-factor strategy. We select the private Docker we just deployed. Attention here. In this place, we do not recommend using the public Docker to run real-boot because the public Docker is generally used for practice and learning. This place may be restarted or adjusted irregularly, so here we should use our own private Docker, and we name it as test multi-factor strategy. We can use the default parameters here. You can also set them according to your own needs when running. Then we add the exchange object we just configured. That is the account OKX Futures here. Click Add. And then we can click Create. Click Add Robot here. We can see it was created successfully. In this way, the strategy will run. At the beginning, it will change the position mode and information will be updated later. You can see it's running here. At the beginning, some preparations will be made, such as reading the minimum trading quantity of each symbol, modifying the position mode, and then obtaining the market data of all symbols later, and then analyzing which symbols of trading quantity are consistent with our strategy settings according to the market data. The strategy settings require 5,000 USDT trading quantity per hour at least. After the strategy is running officially, we can see that all the trading pairs and symbols to be operated, including the number of trading directions, long value, short value, total trade volume, and leverage used, as well as the profit loss, return, and so on of a symbol will be displayed here. In this strategy, we need to pay attention to that it is in the form of a pending order to place a transaction. That is, it is not active in taking orders, so it can save a certain amount of commission, because the maker's commission will be lower. When the order is placed, it is usually placed at the position buy one and sell one of the market, and then the order is placed for transaction. So that's all for the strategy explanation. If you have any questions, you can go to the community digest or ticket of the FMZ Quant platform to ask questions, or you can communicate with users of our platform. Thank you for watching. See you next time.